Hello and welcome to Faith, Friends, and Hustle. Today I'm excited. I got my good friend with me, Jerry. Jerry, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm super excited and blessed to be on your show.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So, for our listeners who may not know you, can you briefly share your journey and what drives you right now and in your work?
Yeah, so I'm a licensed real estate broker in the state of Ohio. First and foremost, I've been doing that for it'll be 20 years. September 1st, I got my license. I'm not September 1st, June 1st. I got my license in 2005 and worked for the local company is in my surrounding county here. And in 2008, I went on my own, or I'm sorry, 2013, I went on my own and been in business and hung my own shingle and been hustling ever since as a real estate broker.
That's awesome. And author?
Yeah, so I mean, nothing major. I got this little book that I did way back in the day called the World Series of Real Estate. But I have not published it. I did get it, printed once, and it's sitting over there on my desk. But I'm too embarrassed to show it because I've done so much since did that book that it's supposed to be like a 90-minute book, to where you just read it in 90 minutes. It's done, short. But I've added a lot to my journey, so I'm gonna add to it before I ever release it.
I know you said that. That's your encouragement to do so.
Yeah.
And also, Jerry Holden, you also have your own podcast.
Yes. So I have my own podcast. It's not near the level of yours, but I'm a small fry, and I started the World Series of Real Estate podcast just because there's so much that you can do. Real estate opens so many doors on what you can and can't, want to do, and I think it just scratches the surface of a whole bunch of very unique and exciting things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's what our conversations around today. You've had so much experience when it comes to real estate and different perspectives, really just overall, I think opportunities, challenges that you have overcome, you've seen through that just provide a perspective we wanted to talk about and go through today. And one of the things that really came out to me is just how much your company and what you're involved in emphasizes positivity and faith. So can you share why these values are so central to your organizational culture?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's bottom line. There's a lot of ugly in this world, and you got to live by the golden rule: do unto others as you want done unto yourself. Simple, it's easy, but inside your four walls at home, it's real simple. Everybody loves each other, And then when you walk outside, unfortunately, it's not as pretty. And you work with people side by side, and you want to do good. I think majority of people in this world want to do good, um, and um, I surround myself with good people and its culture. So working together, and doing good together, helping other people move forward in their life, in numerous facets, is part of our agenda. And if we can help in any way and be a part of that journey, we're gonna help.
Yeah, it's so powerful to have that vision and then surround yourself with the people that can support that. We also talked about your daily routine. How do you set yourself up to be able to lead in that manner and around with those people? And you had mentioned that you incorporate daily motivational podcasts, like books
Mhm.
you read, and
Yep.
prayer into your routine. So, how has that practice shaped your work ethic and leadership?
So I'm very structured and regimented on numerous facets, but the first one is I get up 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning. This morning I was up around 3:30, and then I started reading the news, and I do all that for a while, and then around 6 o'clock every morning, I get up out of the house. I put the podcast on. And I listen to motivational podcasts from 6 to 7 every morning, no matter what. Um, and those really help, just because I've been doing it for over a year and a half, 2 years, and it's really changed my mindset on everything. Because again, there's everybody in this world saying you can't do something, but then I have that hour to where I can say to myself, I can do this, and why can't I? If not me, then who? And And then when it comes to prayer, I've never really actually said this before, but I mean, there's a lot of unfortunate people in this world, and I don't know if other people do this. I know I do it. But when I see an unfortunate person, and that's not um, as fortunate as I am in any fashion, I say a prayer as I walk past them, and hopefully, whether they're handicapped in some way, or maybe not, maybe having a bad day, and they're cussing down the street or whatever, just putting some, hoping God will enter their life in some way to put them on a better path.
Yeah, I love that. Putting people first, right? It's got
Yep,
to be
all
something
day.
that we live out and what Christ calls us to do in that of when it goes through. So when did you start getting up so early? Where did you learn that as part of your routine?
It's just there's only so many hours in a day, and I can't work out later. I have a wife, I have 4 kids, and I have to do that stuff earlier in the day versus waiting later in the day. So that's what I started, and then I wanted to read the news and then listen to the podcast. I was never a podcast person. I always listened to music, but
Mm,
then I heard people talk about podcasts. Like, what are podcasts? And then I started listening to just different podcasts that are motivational. Some are entrepreneurial. Some are spiritual. Some are baseball, sports, athletic related. So there's a variety, but I have my go-tos that I go to, and there's one that's a real estate land development that I listen to, because I'm a student of the craft that I'm in. I call it a student of the game, and
yeah.
I have to be. I learn stuff every day.
Yeah, and I would imagine, I work with clients from all over the U.S., and a lot of what we talk about too, that morning routine is really about what does the night before look like. So, do you have a
Yes.
routine from the night before that sets you up for getting up in the morning?
All day. Yeah, so every night, we have different things going on with kids' activities and stuff, but we always try to eat dinner at the table together as a family. We eat dinner, and then after that, we have the homework, we have the baths, we have the showers, all that stuff, and then I try to hit the hay pretty early. I'm not a late night owl, but always go in my kids' room, each one of them, and we always say the Lord's Prayer every night before we go to bed. And they don't have it memorized just yet, but they're getting into it because they hear it every night. And then I watch a little TV, and then zonk off for a little bit and wake up a few hours later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important to get in that, understand what's serving you and what is causing challenges, opportunities that doesn't serve you, you need to get rid of. Sounds like you got
Yeah,
that nailed down.
yeah, I try to, anyways. I'm not perfect by any means.
Yeah, always ebb and flows, right?
Yep.
It's no secret. I'm not sure how you experienced the first part of this year of going into it, but I think overall you can see in some of the chaos and the noise just coming through the news in our industry of real estate. You hear it through what the agents are experiencing. It can be challenging, right? There's some chaos going on and some
Oh,
uncertainty of what it looks like. But I think as you go through there, right, you and I would look at it and go, there is always opportunity in that of when it
always.
goes through, always, right? And we serve a Lord that's been far too good for us to let a little valley knock us and get out of your way. So, what advice would you give on navigating the negativity while staying grounded in faith in an environment like this?
Well, when it comes to the chaos that we have now, you're exactly right. It always creates an opportunity for something. But at the end of the day, I don't care who you are, if you take care of people, eventually you'll be taken care of. And so I live by the mentality: pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. And you take care of people, you'll be taken care of, point blank. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but maybe 10 years down the road, but you're going to be taken care of. So, yes, there's chaos. Um, but keep working hard, keep hustling, show value to people, and you're going to come out all right
Yeah, it's the golden rule lived out.
all day. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if everybody lived by that, we'd have the perfect world. Perfect.
We would. It would be completely different than what we're in.
Correct.
So that is absolutely brilliantly said. Another thing that you said that stuck out to me during our conversation was that hard work fosters luck. So could you elaborate on this idea and just
Oh,
share with the listeners an example from your experience?
yeah. So, people always like, oh, I don't have any luck, or the best. Another analogy is everything that person touches, turns to gold. But they don't know, they're not seeing that person every day. They don't see how that person hustles. And I'm a big proponent of hard work creates luck, and because there is no luck. Whether you're Shohei Ohtani, if you're Babe Ruth, if you're Nolan Ryan, if you're um, a pastor of a church, if you're a CEO of a company, all those people had to put hours and hours and hours of training in to be where they're at. They just didn't wake up one morning and know every scripture in the Bible. They didn't wake up in the morning and have the ability to throw 100 mile an hour. They didn't wake up in the morning and be able to run a flat 40. They didn't wake up in the morning and be the CEO of Chase Bank. Jamie Dimon worked hard, and he's done well, and he's a sharp individual. He's a student of the game. He's a student of his business, and all those other people are as well. So that's where I came up with the hard work creates luck, because most people don't want to put the hard work in, but when you do, good things happen.
Yeah, it's easy to see someone's success and think it was overnight or qualified as luck and miss the journey it took for them to get there.
Yes, and I think a lot of people at the very beginning of their careers where they've had success early, I think that's a bad sign, because a lot of times that talent that they gained early, they slack off a little bit and they get passed by. And this is where the Tim Tebow saying comes in. I've heard him say it, so that's why I can't coin it. Is hard work beats talent when talent don't work.
Yep.
And I tell it to my kids all the time, because there's always somebody trying to get past you, always.
Yeah, and without the experience of building up that grit, if you will, or that perseverance, it makes it
Yes.
really difficult to be firm in what you're doing, right? The confidence to take
Yeah.
the next step.
I hate to lose more than I love to win, and I saw that when I was a high school graduate walking into my first coach's office, and I saw that on the wall. I hate to lose more than I love to win, and I've lived it by it ever since.
Yeah, it's so good. So how do you balance your faith commitments with the demand of running such a successful business? We know part is routine, but there has to be a lot of intentionality in that and what it looks like.
Well, I mean, I have a fantastic team. If I couldn't do it by myself, and anybody that says they can and balance everything by themselves is absolutely lying to you. So I have a fantastic team that allows me to be able to do the things that I do. And if I didn't have them, it wouldn't even be close. I mean, because I didn't start here. This is where that hard work comes into play. I started by myself, and then gradually grew and grew and grew and grew. And I have a team that helps put in systems and policies in place that allows us to be where we're at today and keep on growing.
Yeah, gradually, then suddenly.
Yep.
So thinking about this conversation and looking ahead, as someone listening to this, what's one message about the intersection of faith, motivation, and work ethic that you hope listeners would take away from the conversation today?
Oh, even when you feel like, there's gonna be, like you said, valleys where you're gonna feel like you're alone. You're not alone. Just keep on, being consistent. Stacking days. Don't give up. Don't think that God is leaving you by your side and by yourself, because He's always there. I'm a true believer is that He doesn't put you through anything you can't handle. And there's far too many people that feel that way, and that's why we have some unfortunate situations in life where people go way too soon. But a lot of the pain that people feel is temporary. And but be consistent, stack days, continue following Jesus Christ, and good things are going to happen. You're going to have bad things. I mean, life's life. But be consistent and persevere through it, and you'll be fine. I'm
Well
not perfect
said.
anyways, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I do.
That's all right. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
Been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.